What you talking about, Philip? Hey, Paula, what's going on, Paula? Salute. You said, hey, courtside. God game. All right, man. Let's get into it, bro. Let's get into it. Hey, we might drop the link for a few minutes at the end. You know what I'm saying? We're going to kick off a few conversations, and we're going to get right into it. Hey, you want to go ahead and introduce yourself, brother?
Yeah, my name is Rich Latta. Appreciate you having me up on the channel today, courtside, and I have been doing videos. I host a little thing called One Lifetime with Rich Latta. We talk about Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark, and all the surrounding characters of the WNBA in the league because we know who really got the shit popping, and I try to like tell people to basically stop the cap essentially, and also try to think logically about this stuff. We don't have to lie. We don't have to make things up, but we can, look at what happens, call things what they are, praise who needs to be praised, take who needs to be taken to the carpet at the same time. And, just out here doing my thing and talking, to the small audience that I built and all that. But definitely glad to be here with you today, courtside.
All right, man. Before we get started, I got a question for you, brother, just to for the chat and get familiar with you. Did you always watch the WNBA, or did you come when Caitlin Clark came?
So when I was a kid, I was growing up. I'm 36 years old now. I was like a kid in the middle of the big advertising when the WNBA first came out. Like we all kind of remember, if you were a kid then, you saw like the Lisa Leslie, Rebecca Lobo, the Houston Comets, Tina Thompson. So I probably watched the WNBA, I would say attentively, maybe through like 2003 from the time it launched. I would say 1997. My older sister was a high school basketball player and stuff like that. So I've always had a love and appreciation for women's basketball. And then a lot of that also coincided with NBC having the rights deal for the WNBA then. So it was like NBA on NBC, you see the WNBA on NBC. So that was like a huge thing, like why it was out there for a lot of people. After that deal ended, it went to cable, different circumstances in life don't always have the access, kind of fall out of it. I grew up kind of watching UConn. I'm born and raised kind of in the Northeast, lived all over. But I, grew up watching UConn. That was like the local kind of thing. Like, so all through the Diana Taurasi, Swing Cash, Sue Bird, all that stuff when she was winning and stuff like that. So I would pretty much just follow all the great college players or whatever. But when they would get to the WNBA, it wouldn't always, feel the same for me. I thought Lauren Jackson was nice. I thought Lisa Leslie was dope. And then, fell out of it for a lot of years and very far removed, just knowing who the college stars were. But as far as like when Caitlin came on the scene, I started watching her in college. I, was like, all right, I'm in on the WNBA all now. So it was Caitlin that brought me back. So,
Yeah. Hey, man, I ain't gonna lie, brother. I'm with you. I knew about the WNBA years ago when Cynthia Cooper played the Comets.
Right. Cold.
I watched Cynthia Cooper. After that, bro, I forgot about the WNBA, bro. I didn't know who none of these
who I used
players.
To like? I used to like Deanna Nolan. Deanna Nolan from the Detroit Shock, and I used to like her. She played like a dude. She could jump high. She could shoot threes, and it was almost like she could dunk.
I don't even know who that is, bro. I don't even know who that is. Only reason I knew who Diana Taurasi was because I'm in AZ, bro. They used to have billboards downtown with her. I didn't know who she was. You know what I'm saying? Like, so then when I heard about this girl named Caitlin Clark, hey, bro, you heard about it, just the hype. You know what I'm saying? I'm thinking like the logo threes. I'm like, oh my good, she crashed. She getting busy. You know what I'm saying? And I just became like infatuated with her, bro. I started like looking up the time of the games and what she played and changing my schedule to fit the game time and all this shit.
Same thing last year.
You know what I mean? Like, hey, you know what I'm saying? So to be honest with you, I'm not really a WNBA fan. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've learned about other women in the WNBA now because it's other women that can ball. But I only came for Caitlin Clark, brother. You know what I'm saying? So that just how it is with me. You know what I mean? It is, hey, you know what I'm saying? If she was to leave, I'm probably out of here, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hey, let me ask you this question. Hey, I'm just keeping it real. Are you an Indiana Fever fan?
I struggle with that sometimes.
Keep it real. Keep it real. Keep it real, bro.
I've grown to like the team. I like the players on the team. The organization does some funny things sometimes, but bro, wherever Caitlyn at, that's where I'm gonna be at. That's where we at right now. So
all right, so if
I rock with the Fever, they cool.
Yeah, hey, breaking news: Caitlin Clark has been traded to the Mercury.
Oh, then we in Phoenix. We pulling up the courtside crib then. Shoot. We about to, we pulling up to the desert, like they say.
Hey, but you know what people will say to you about that? You're a casual.
Oh, well, you don't pay.
Hey,
you don't monopolize my time, how it's spent.
but people say that like it's an insult. I don't care.
I know the game of basketball. Like I've watched the NBA for years. I do actually have a background in watching the WNBA, so I am familiar, and I watch women's college basketball, and I know who the good players are. Always have. So for me, it's like, nah, I just know the one player that I like that I think is different than anybody else. And I think that speaks for itself statistically. It speaks to itself culturally. And I think, with Caitlyn, it's a fascinating thing because everyone tried to pigeonhole her. And when I was first learning about her, I was like, man, why do they hate this girl like this? And I would talk about it with, my homeboys and stuff like that. And I'd be like, yo, I can't even find nothing problematic about her. Like she ain't got no old posts that's surfacing. I'm like, okay, she's drawing us, an audience that, they don't want or whatever. Right. But I'm like, that ain't got nothing to do with me. I'm watching basketball and I'm watching the player go crazy. Like when you get on the court, all that stuff don't matter. Like, I don't know who needs to hear this or not. Like, it's either time to play and you're raw or you're not.
Right. Hey, man, we're going to get into some tough topics up here because this is the first time me and you done this together, man.
Yeah, for sure.
Hopefully you guys see this a lot more often. We get time to do some things. We're going to get into some tough topics up here. But somebody wanted me to ask you a question before we get into it. Absolutely. He says, ask him who is the best player in the league.
Best player in the league right now, I would say is Nafisa Collier, personally. Like, based on what I saw in the WNBA finals last year, the season that she's had, and it's like offensively, defensively, she's a warrior. Like, and it kind of felt like a little bit like Kawhi Leonard when I was watching her last year, the expressionless face. Like she had Breanna Stewart in jail. They got robbed last year. I wouldn't say Caitlyn's the best player yet, but it's like not far off at all. Like it's like she's like 3 or 4 at the worst. And on any given day, she could be the best player in the league because we know how she affects, certain games.
Okay. I got you. For those of you who don't know, this is Rich Latta. He has a YouTube channel. You guys go subscribe to his channel. You can put your link in the chat if you want to, just so they can know where to find you. You know what I mean? Salute to Retro. What up, Retro? Boxing. He said boxing and Bulldog. He said casuals WNBA hardcore Caitlyn fan. That's a compliment. Hey, to me too, brother. I don't take no disrespect about people saying that to me, you know what I mean? But that's what they say though. Oh, you're a casual. Okay, cool. And you're the minority because I'm in the
I'm like, there's much more of us, right?
yeah, you're the minority. You know what I'm saying? You're the minority. So, you know what I'm saying? Reese fans will follow Reese. Page fans saying being called a casual is just gaslighting. I agree with you. We're going to get into some of these topics right now. First of all,
I'll say this too, like about the casual thing, like as far as like with the WNBA. The WNBA is such a young league, and they've had a lot of teams contracted. They've had teams come and go, like as far as whether they exist or not. There's not that type of history like in football. It'd be like, yeah, man, they go back to the 70s and 60s and stuff like that. This stuff started in the 90s. Nobody is really a hardcore fan. In the WNBA to be moving it like that. It's like you have to like the league in general. Like, rather than, like a team, like we was talking before the show, like you are a Cowboy fan. You've been a Cowboy fan your whole life. These people don't identify as team fans in the WNBA yet because it hasn't gotten that far. The history has not established itself enough. Like you have to either be a fan of a player or a fan of the league itself.
Yeah.
In my eyes,
I agree with you because we're not going to get into that, but just to piggyback on what you just said, I'm a Dallas Cowboy fan. We all know they just traded Michael Parsons, but I'm still a Dallas Cowboy fan. They could trade anybody on the team. I might not like it, but I'm still a Dallas Cowboy fan. If they take CeCe off this team right now, I am no longer an Indiana Fever fan. Like I'm just, I wish them well. I might follow some of the players, check them out every once in a while, but I'm no longer okay. My banner on my YouTube channel just changed, bro. It just changed, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. I'm gonna get a couple more comments. We're gonna jump into it. Following your favorite player isn't being casual. To me, a casual doesn't know their own team and doesn't know the game. Hey, it's good to. I agree with you, man. Rich comes in with good information, good guests. You know what I'm saying? Appreciate y'all. Hey, but we are streaming on his channel also. So it's not like my thing. We came together for this. So he's streaming on his channel. You know what I'm saying? You guys go and hit the like button and subscribe to his channel. Retro put his link to his channel in the description box too. You know what I'm saying?
Appreciate you,
She
Retro.
says she's the moderator. I watched in the late 90s for the new hype, and now I'm back to CC. It's been hard to watch in between. I agree with you. So, hey, so Rich, check this out. First of all, do you think the Fever are going to make the playoffs?
Absolutely. At this point, I think it's a little bit too far. Like, I think teams are dropping left and right. The Fever have handled business against the correct opponents thus far. Got the sweep on the Storm, so the Storm pretty much are going to have to outright finish in front of them. I think at worst, the Fever can be the 7th seed. I don't see them falling to the 8th seed. That would probably require them to lose the rest of their games and the other teams around them to lose. Somebody's going to slip up. There's still, I think, another Valkyries, Fever game. I think that the Fever have done enough to be in, and Washington just fell out. Seattle's the model of inconsistency, and I can't ever really trust an expansion team, but the Valkyries have been, they've been overachieving like hell. So I think they're going to get that 8th spot at this rate.
I'm gonna ask you about them a little later, man. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? I'm gonna ask you about them, but I got a question though, based off this right here. You said we are gonna make the playoffs, right? You know what I'm saying? When did you jump on that train? Keep it real. Like a week ago, 2 weeks ago, after the Storm, after the Sparks. When did you start feeling confident? Like, I think they're gonna be in there. You know what I'm saying?
I think a big game for me was the Connecticut Sun game. Like when Kelsey Mitchell dropped, I think it was like 39 points or 38 points or something like that. And it's the Connecticut Sun, right? That's nobody special. They're 6-26 at the time or whatever. But I saw maybe the Stephanie White crocodile tears worked on me or whatever. Maybe just I have maybe I have an open heart, but I found like a team that like really is rallied around whatever has happened. Bree Turner stays ready, comes in, makes that big play at the end. All the hardship people coming in and doing their job, whether it's 7 days, whether it's one game or not. I'm not a fan of the hardship contract thing in general, because I feel like you should just expand the rosters, but that's a whole CBA thing. But I think when they won that game and, they lost Sophie Cunningham in the process, which was devastating or whatever for I think a lot of us, because like Sophie won over a lot of folks. Right. And when they won that game, I was like, all right, you know what? I think they're going to make it. And up until then, it was back and forth. Anything could happen because, we've seen the injuries happen, be part of that anything. We've seen them get hot against, teams that weren't that good when they won that 5 in a row. I wasn't really moved off that five-game winning streak because I knew what it was looking at the schedule. And it just felt like there are a lot of bad teams. So I feel like the Fever would eventually win their way out. What about you?
I always said they're going to make the playoffs, but a couple weeks ago, bro, I started like saying it a lot. You know what I mean? And this is before when it wasn't looking so good. I just felt like they were going to make it. Now, I'll be honest. Most of it was I was hoping they make it. I was trying to speak it into existence type. But then like a week ago, and right after we played, was it Connecticut? Right before we played the Storm, I was live. And my chat was telling me, oh, they're done. It's over with. They're not going to make it. You're delusional. You don't crack and all this shit, right? So that's when I was like, man, you know what? I see the way they balling. You know what I'm saying? Sam's out there balling. I'm believing Caitlin coming back. They making the playoffs, man. They making the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? And then I was told that Caitlin was coming back. Someone emailed me and told me that Caitlin was coming back. Like, I can't really say who it was, you know what I mean? But then I started believing she coming back. And I'm thinking, are they making the playoffs? They're making the playoffs, you know what I'm saying? But a lot of people in my chat, and they know who they are, I'm calling y'all out right now, told me I was delusional for feeling that way. You know what I'm saying? But now I think they done came over to my side. You know what I'm saying? They done came over to my side. So now that we both agree that they're gonna be in the playoffs, what team do you want to see in the first round? Like, are you scared of? Let me say it like this. Are you scared of any team in the first round of playoffs? This, and when I say that, I mean with Caitlin Clark coming back. So we're anticipating her coming back. So what team do you fear?
With Caitlin Clark in the lineup, I fear no team, honestly. I think that, you look at it, and I think some matchups are better than others, but I don't feel like there's necessarily a reason for them to shit down their leg essentially and be like, oh damn, we got to play against such and such. It's a wrap for us. Like, all right, let's lay it down on paper who it could be. So I guess we can, the highest. It looks like the Liberty, they're 2.5 or 3 games behind the Liberty right now, or no, 2.5 games behind the Liberty right now, right? So let's just put the 5 seed out of reach, right? So we won't get the Mercury, barring the Aces falling again. So actually, yeah, let's go with the Mercury. So do y'all think there's any reason to be afraid of the Mercury? I don't. Like, what's her name? Dewana Bonner versus the Fever. I'm sure the Fever will have something for her.
Yeah, well, it also depends on what Fever team shows up. See, like I'm saying, the team that I've been seeing the last 2 games plus Caitlin. That's what I'm going off of. You know what I mean? I don't need that Fever team to show up to let Bonner go bust their ass a couple weeks ago. I don't need that team showing up. Yeah, now if that team show up, hey man, if that team show up, I don't know, bro.
I think that was the lowest. I think that was the lowest I maybe felt about the team all year, because it was like, where's your heart at? Where's your like how do you just allow this to happen and nobody stand up and say, you know what, it ain't going down like this? Like, that didn't happen. I was like, what's going on with that? Like, who's it gonna be? And I think in the couple games after that, we started finding like, Kelsey would actually stand up and go crazy, and but from there, I think sneakily though, I think the Dream actually is a team that I think the Fever would match up well with. And that's kind of, I'm in Atlanta myself. So like, look, selfishly, I would love that as a series. I might be able to hit a game out here. But
yeah.
Hey,
hold on, but you can't go there rooting for the Fever, man. Howard don't like that, bro. Howard don't like people going in the fans rooting for other players, man.
I saw that. It was crazy. She said that.
I'm just letting you know, bro.
That was fascinating, because I went to a game earlier this year, like to the one that was in State Farm. A lot of Fever fans there. It was all love, like pretty much between like the fans and the crowd and all that. Everybody was cordial. Wasn't nobody tripping or nothing. I actually got like a big vlog of it and everything. And it was interesting that Ryan Howard said that. And she said basically like, we got Gamecocks here too. And I think that's part of it, like as far as like, the region and everything like that. But I think it's more back on what I said earlier, like as far as if you're a women's basketball fan, I think you identify yourself as a WNBA fan, like in general, like, and then who has been like the player that a lot of people have rallied behind in the last like 4 or 5 years, A'ja Wilson. So yeah, that's who the fans of the sport are probably going to want to see, of course, until Caitlin came. But
they can't. The only problem I had with it, bro, is you guys.
She got to toughen up, though.
Yeah, you guys are complaining about more money. The fans is what the ratings, the ticket sales, the merchandise is what pay you guys salary, basically, with so many words, right? This is the professional sports. You know how many of these. You go into hostile territory. These are fans. That's what it is, a fanatic for their team or for their player. That's something you should just rub off of. A lot of players take that as motivation. Like, you remember the Reggie Miller and Spike Lee days, and they talking smack to each other and stuff, you know what I mean? But I want to get back to what we're talking about, right? Are you saying that as far as you don't fear no team? Are you saying that as you just having confidence, or you really feel that way because you think that Fever are a better team? Or you just speaking as a fan?
So, like, I think the Aces can be had. Like, I think there's a lot of, like they've had a, phenomenal 12 game, however many games in a row it's been. And A'ja is going to be tough no matter what. But do you trust Melissa Smith? Do you trust Chelsea Gray right now? Current Chelsea Gray, Jewel Lloyd, who's scoring 11 points a game.
No.
I don't know, man. I feel like they could be had.
Hey, Asia balling though, bro. I got Asia been balling though, bro.
Tough, bro. She's tough. Like, I know people can say what they want about her personality. She's off-putting sometimes, but it's like, yo, she got on the court. She's got something over these chicks. Like, it's mind control she got over them or something.
hey, can I ask you? I'm gonna ask you something real quick, bro. I want to jump in and out of it real quick because I take a lot of slack when I say this.
Yeah.
You know how we just talked about Asia Wilson right now? I said that she can ball, but I said that her game is boring to me to watch. It's not appealing to me. Do you understand what I mean when I say that? Because when I say that, people, they tend to take it the wrong way.
Mean?
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, her game is just not it's not appealing. I don't know how to say it, bro. You know, it's just not, to me personally.
It's like, all right, for me, she she's left-handed. She's 6'4". For me, she has a lot of David Robinson to her. Now,
Chris Bosh.
You lining up, Chris Bosh, David Robinson. I think that's a great combo. Like, if you put them together, that's who Asia Wilson is. Now, if this was the NBA, would you be getting shamed for that? I don't think so. Wasn't nobody lined up to basically be like, you must respect and love David Robinson and worship the ground he walks on. Like, nah, it wasn't like that. It was just like, I think it's people being protective over the league. It's Asia has won, the championships that she's won, the MVP she's won, and they have made it to where it's all about these accomplishments rather than what Asia really wants is not the accomplishments, because she already has those. What she wants is the recognition, the fame, the deals and stuff like that. And it's like, well, why haven't I got that if I've done this? So it has to be something else in her eyes or whatever. But sometimes the people just choose.
Yeah. Sometimes, like, if I have a big company, you can't, I don't care how good you is. If I choose to pay the other person for me to sponsor them, that's just what it is, bro. And the thing about it is, bro, the biggest compliment I think you can give a woman, bro, is to treat them as an equal, right? So we're looking at you as equal. What I say about you, I will say about that player in the NBA. You know what I'm saying? So don't nobody get mad when we criticize all these other players. For so long, Skip Bayless called Bosh, he called him a name.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying, or something, bro. It is what it is, bro. You know what I'm saying? It is what it is. But anyway, I didn't want to get too far off of that. I just want to see.
No, I know what you mean by saying, like, the game is boring and stuff like that. It's like, because, like, it is much the way she plays is very much in line with the tradition of the WNBA. It's like the bigs, the forwards and stuff. It's like, that's not gonna come off as something we've never seen before. Even, she's super efficient. She's, hard worker and stuff like that. It's like, that's not gonna
she's not marketable. They say the thing is, she's not marketable because of her attitude. That's what I hear a lot of people say, and I damn near agree with it, bro. Do you see the shit she said about Kelsey Plum and the stuff she said about Kaylin? And it's just a turnoff, bro. Let me tell you something.
She makes me want to know less about her sometimes. I think that's what I can say about it.
Check this out, right? Let's say Kaylin Clark, right? The same skill set, everything she did in Iowa, all the records, everything's the same. But she got a snobby ass attitude. Is she as popular?
I mean, some people say she does have that, but
I mean, like, if she has like the Asia Wilsons or something like that attitude, do you think she's still as popular?
I don't know on that.
Hell no, man. She ain't.
Yeah. I don't know. Like, because look, I'll say this. Like, and I think this is actually one thing that's endeared me to Caitlin. Is like, Caitlin could have made it a lot worse on a lot of these people, like, that have either talked smack about her, have fouled her hard or whatever. And she always basically takes a high road. Like, she's like, oh, it's part of the game, blah, blah, blah. Like, and she protects everyone else in her own way, I feel like. And if she could easily throw her hands up and be like, nah, I was being targeted. I was doing, I was being, come at. Essentially, this was fucked up, how I was treated. And she doesn't do that. She wears that shit because she's a G on the low. Like, and it's like, I respect that personally.
Hey, somebody asked me to ask you, I didn't see it. I'm sorry, man. I forgot your comment. Who was it? I think it was in your chat. Let me see. If you want me to ask him any questions, put it in the chat, and if I see it, I'll get to it. I'm sorry I missed it. It was something about Stephanie White.
Oh, I saw that.
We'll get to
Stephanie White fired.
Yeah. You can answer it if you want to. Yeah.
So I think it would be hard to make a case that Stephanie White should be fired.
You know what? Let me stop you real quick. Let's end with that.
Okay.
Let's come back to that. Let's come back to that, bro, because I know they're going, that goes into a whole different.
Yeah.
Because I do want to know your answer to that. You know what I'm saying? So you said you're not scared of no team in the WNBA with Kaylin on the floor.
Correct.
So it goes 3-5-5. That's the playoff. The first round is 3 games, best of 3, right? The second round is best of 5.
Then the 7 in the finals this year.
In the 7, so
that means 7.
Hey man, I'm not going to sit up here and lie to you, bro. I originally said I do not want to play the Valkyrie, and I wouldn't want to play the Dream. And the reason I said that is because the Valkyrie just seemed like they got our number. I know we're a better team, but it just seemed like they got our number, and that coach over there just know how to beat us. That's just how I felt, right? And then with Atlanta, I feel like Howard plays CC physical, and she's one of the best. I ain't gonna say the best defensive guard in the league, but she plays CC. She's one of the best playing CC. You know what I'm saying?
That's like when Kyrie would match up with Curry. It'd be like, yo, I ain't really, but I'll play against him. Like,
yeah. And on top of that, it seems like their bigs give us problems. What's the light skinned girl? And I ain't even talking about Griner.
Yeah, Brianna Jones.
She just be give us problems, bro.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? And then Griner down there, she just be turning around shooting over us. You know what I'm saying? But that was then. Now we brought in Sims. That was before the Ari getting hurt. That was before Colson going down. Obviously, Sophie went down. But then when they brought in Powers and Bibby and Sims, and then I've been seeing the way they've been playing this last week, I said, oh, yeah. If they play like that, and I'm thinking Caitlin come back. So now her backup point guard is the best backup we had all year. Because Sims, to me, is better than Ari. Sims, to me, is better than Colson. You know what I'm saying? So now we got a legit backup. You know what I'm saying? I said, I ain't scared of none of these teams, bro.
I'm with you. I'm with you. I don't think there's a true team that's put together from start to finish. And even the Lynx are feeling a little bit shaky right now. And they've, it missed Collier for some games, and the Lynx are good. Like the Lynx are operating with that 1989 Detroit Pistons. We got robbed last year. We coming to get it this year. That 2014 San Antonio Spurs. We got robbed last year. We coming to get it this year. That's how they're acting right now. Like they're gonna be a tough out no matter what. I wouldn't necessarily be afraid of the Lynx, but it's like I think eventually you got to line up. So
yeah. That's what I said. That's why when the guy last night, hey, salute to Livewire Sports in the building. Hey man, he got a YouTube channel. He got a YouTube channel too. Y'all go subscribe to his channel. Retro, if you can, put it in the chat, or Livewire, you put it in the chat. Hey, I said this, man, and it's kind of piggybacking off this right here. I said this, man, and maybe you can call me delusional too, man. You know what I'm saying? I said that the Indiana Fever has one of the best rosters in the league. I didn't say the best team. I'm talking about player for player, as currently constructed, with Caitlin Clark on the floor, have one of the best rosters in the whole WNBA. What do you feel about that?
The thing is, I think a lot of the talent is concentrated in the league. So, like, even saying, like, they're one of the best, I don't know what that really means, because a lot of teams have a lot of talent. Like, as far as, like, can they go 6 or 8 deep? They'd be like, yeah, there's quality players everywhere. And it's because the league is so strong. Once it expands, I don't think it's going to be, that same way. You look at the Liberty, and it's like, it's embarrassing what they got, like, as far as, just bringing in Emma Meesman. You got 2 different league MVPs. You got Sabrina Ionescu there. You got Natasha Cloud going over there. So it's tough, like, to say the Fever have the absolute best. But
no, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. I said one of the best. And let me break, because you said you don't know what that means. Let me explain to you what I mean when I say that. Let's take, for example, Minnesota. Let's take Minnesota, for example. That's one of the best teams, right? Okay.
They got a great coach that coach a lot of them players.
We're not talking about the coach. We're talking about roster. I didn't mention coach. I said roster. Who's the Lynx starting point guard. It's
Courtney Williams.
Courtney Williams. Would you take Courtney Williams over CC?
Absolutely not.
The answer is no. Who's their two guard?
Caleb McBride.
Would you take McBride over Kelsey Mitchell?
No, it would be close though.
You got to think about it.
Yeah, it'd be close.
Okay, cool. Do you see where I'm getting at here? I know, but do you see where I'm going? You know what I'm saying? Okay, and then you go Nafisia Collier, right? So obviously we wouldn't take nobody over Nafisia, right? But so let's go past her. Then you got Boston. Who on the team would you take over Boston?
I would not take Alana Smith player for player over Boston, but
do you see what I'm saying? So if you go, I know you have to play the game on the court. I know coaching matters. That's why I didn't say coach.
Like
I said
combination
roster.
And
I said roster. I said talent wise. You know what I'm saying? I know because we've seen a lot of teams with less talent beat a team with more talent. The Detroit Pistons was not as talented as the Lakers, but they beat the Lakers. You know what I'm saying? So we've seen that happen, so I understand. But, bro, if you just go play, and you can do that with any team in the league. Okay, let's do one more just for shits and giggles, right? Let's go the Aces. You know what I'm saying? Chelsea Gray. Would you take her over CeCe?
I am not. Look, I am not some old guard WNBA person. I would not take Chelsea. Look, I am not a general manager in the WNBA, so I would not take Chelsea Gray over Caitlin.
Hey, exactly, bro. Who's their two guard? What's the girl name?
Jackie Young.
All right. Would you take Jackie Young?
I think that's a push.
Okay, push. Jewel Lloyd come off the bench now, don't she?
Yeah, they've been bringing her off the bench. But yeah, I don't really think they got a small forward, but Natasha Howard or Nalissa Smith. I think I'll take Tosh. I know she struggles sometimes.
Hey, so if you were starting, let's say we got the unrivaled tournament, 3-on-3. CeCe, Kelsey, Boston. I think we win the championship. Top three.
Kelsey, Boston. They would have trouble defending forwards because a lot of
no. I'm talking about other teams starting lineup, but they're three players. They're three. So our three against their three.
I think the Liberty would be tough, man. Like
you got Sabrina, Stewie. Yeah, that would be tough.
That'd be tough.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. That's why I didn't say best. I said one of the best.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying?
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's all good, bro. So let me ask you this question right here then. Let me ask you this. So now that we both think that the Fever is going to the playoffs, how far is Kaylin off from coming back?
Man, this has been I think the biggest question I think that's over not only hung over the WNBA itself, the Indiana Fever, people that make videos like us, it's all right, man, look, it's not no secret when Caitlin's around, I think business is a little better. I think that, a lot more people are watching. And you see just the how do I want to word this? You see how the information is matriculated from the organization this year. It honestly reminds me of LeBron in 2019 with that groin injury, where he had that day-to-day groin injury, and it was 2 months that he had it, and nobody really knew the status. And I'm a Lakers fan. And, I'm not necessarily a big LeBron fan or anything. So I was like, man, what the fuck is going on with this, man? I see him in the studio with 2 Chainz. That's where that famous meme comes from and all that. I'm like, man, figure it out. Get on the court or whatever. But, I think with Caitlin, as far as, I feel like we have gone through deadline after deadline at this point. She's going through shoot-arounds. It feels close. It feels close.
Hey, man. All right, I'm gonna go somewhere here. Hey, Jeff, his link, Rich Latta link is in the. Can you guys repost his link for me, please? He said he doesn't know where his YouTube channel is. You know what I'm saying? So y'all repost his link for me, please. Thank you. Hey, man. Okay, so the question was, how far is Kaylin off from coming back? Let me ask you this, and you don't have to answer it if you don't want to. Do you subscribe to the league is sabotaging, because it plays into this. Is the league sabotaging Caitlin? Is this the reason you don't want her to come back, or you want her to come back, or you know that whole thing that's going around with the league is sabotaging her, and she shouldn't come back because they're beating her up, and it's an agenda out for her. Or just touch on that because it kind of goes off of, is Kaylin coming back? First of all, do you want Kaylin to come back? I think you said already you do, right?
Absolutely. Like if she's able to play, like if she's like pushing beyond her limits and it's just not possible, sit out. Yeah. Like obviously there's no, like we've seen players try to push it one step too far and end up way more injury, like Tyrese Halliburton earlier this year in the NBA Finals, stuff like that.
Hey, but why you want her to come back if the league sabotaging her, bro?
Oh, I never said that.
That's what I'm saying. So I want to get okay. Is that do you subscribe to that?
I do not. I do not subscribe because like I think with Caitlin Clark, things are so sensitive around her, right? Whether you're for her, whether you're against her, right? King of the North was good. Whether you're for her or against her, I think people are looking for something to kind of believe in when things don't make sense. So
you don't. So, but you do agree they've been beating her up though. Like
absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
Like as far as like I think that like the obviously we saw all the fouls that was going on last year. We've seen obviously the targeted defenses even into this year. We've seen the refereeing. We've seen a lot of different certain competitive basketball things. Like I don't think there's a overall, like they were not holding secret meetings basically saying this is what we about to do. Like they clearly don't like her, but I think the problem that a lot of people have is, well, why can't we just say this? Like they don't fuck with her, like for one reason or the other, no matter what it is. And they have a problem with that. I think that's like the major point of contention. I don't think it's a conspiracy. I don't think it's anything like that. I think it's actually very plain, but people are turning away from it like this. Like the answer's in your face. They don't fuck with her for whatever reason.
No. Don't shy away from that. What reason?
Bro, I don't know. Like, cause like she's an outsider. Like she didn't go to one of the blue blood schools. Like she did not go to UConn. She was not an anointed one. She did not overly pander, I'd say, to anybody. I also think she has made certain concessions, like where she stands politically and stuff like that, that people have either chosen to see or not to see, whatever benefits, however they feel about it. But whatever it is, and for me, she's drawn some of the weirdest reactions from old players, from the current media, who just don't like the fact. They don't like the fact that she's a white person doing this. And, it's like that sometimes. Like, what is strange for me is like Cooper Flagg's coming into the NBA this year. This stuff like didn't happen with Cooper Flagg, but the difference between Cooper Flagg and Caitlin Clark, I've tried to make, people kind of say, like, the thing is Cooper Flagg is not like Jordan. He's just white. We've seen other good white players. Caitlin is Jordan. That's why they can't deal with it. So that's it.
People, when you start making that comparison, shout out to Chocolate. He has a YouTube channel also. Chocolate, put your YouTube channel in the chat, man. You guys go subscribe to him if you're not already subscribed to him. Rich Lottie's in the chat. Live Wire's in the chat. Salute to Retro. She in there dropping all the
Retro.
links,
Appreciate Retro all the time, leaving comments, always sharing the videos.
Yeah, she in there, she working, man. You know what I'm saying? She working. He said it's not sabotage if they're trying to prove a point that they believe they were good without her. I believe you're talking about, hey, Chocolate. This is what I believe, man. Salute to you too. I do believe they believe that, meaning the Fever, around the time the Commissioner Cup. You know what I mean? Around that period of games. But as of right now, I do not believe they believe that. Like, I believe Kelsey Mitchell, as a basketball player, know the difference between being without CC and with CC on the floor. When CC on the floor, I get easy shots, backdoor layups, cut, I get good. CC not on the floor, I got to work too hard to score. Not saying she can't score, because she is a bucket. She get buckets. She's inconsistent, but she get buckets. I believe they've been humbled, and I believe they can't wait till Caitlin Clark come back. You know what I'm saying? What do you think about that?
I think absolutely, like Kelsey Mitchell, like it's almost like, all right, we saw how Kevin Durant played when Russell Westbrook got injured when he was at Oklahoma, right? It was like, yeah, Kevin Durant's still going to get his buckets, but you drop him into a system and you got Curry standing next to him. You can't double him. Like, you can't load up on him. You can't be overly physical with him. Like you mentioned, backdoor stuff. We know she likes to be in the open floor. Kelsey is smart enough as a basketball player to realize how the benefit of what gravity is and what she can do with it. Last year, after the All-Star break, I would bet to, like, if I was to ask Kelsey Mitchell this, I would say, what was that like? I guarantee she would say this was the most fun basketball I ever got to play in my life, because it was a free kind of way that she got to approach the game. This is a little different when you're like, the number one target or whatever, and that's what she is now.
Right. I got you. Hey, he says, oh yeah, hey, Chocolate YouTube channel is in the chat, and somebody else said to drop the link. We're gonna drop it towards the end and take a few people to come up here, take a few questions or whatever like that. You know what I'm saying? We do that for you guys for about 15 minutes or so. Get to something. I like to try to keep the chat involved, bro. So let me get to some of these comments. Yeah. User said, I'm a fan of CeCe and could care less about Cooper. Oh,
okay. Yeah.
Cooper. Okay, Cooper. Yeah. Flag. I got you. Let me get somebody that's on your channel. He said, here's why the old head of the league do not like her on top. You need 2 out of 3 things to be accepted. To be accepted as superstar. Number 1, blue blood college. 2, being black. 3, being lesbian. Woo. Now, I have a woman. I'm not going to say her name. She might be in the chat. She can tell you who she is. She came on my channel, and she said she's a lesbian, and she kind of agreed with that last comment. Now, the second this number 2, being black. I think it plays a part, her being white in a predominantly black league. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And number 1 is what you just said, blue blood college. So if she'd have went to UConn, Paige, perfect example. Paige went to UConn. You know, Paige is not black, and Paige is a lesbian. So it kind of, you know what I'm saying? It kind of like, you know what I mean? Like,
look, hey, she does, the step black thing, depending on where you want to go with that and stuff like that. I'm like, look, I try to stay out of all that stuff because, like, I personally want to talk about basketball, and I recognize the stories that are around this stuff, and I know everyone comes from a different walk of life, what's accepted, what's not, but it's like, okay, I feel like there are examples to undo all this stuff. It was that easy. Like, Kelsey Plum's right there. Like, like she went to Washington, she's to my knowledge not a lesbian. And the third one, and she's definitely not black. Like, so
hey, I'm just saying,
examples,
man.
I'm saying, like, why it can't just be those things, because it's like, okay, like, then why is Cam Brink not as popular as Caitlin Clark?
But you know what, though?
Why is Sabrina not as popular as Caitlin Clark? It's different, man.
But listen, different. Some of it, you got hate, envy, jealousy, and stuff like that. A lot of these girls don't hate Caitlin. Not all of them hate her. I think what it is, some of it is the human element, bro. Like, I've been at this thing balling, trying to build this league, putting in buckets, probably been to the All-Star game, probably been in the Olympics, and then this white girl, or don't even say white, and then this girl comes in the league, and y'all just give her all the praise. Y'all give her all, and I've been here this whole time. It's the human element, bro. Yep. You know what I'm saying? If I'm at my job, my random job, I'm over here for years. I'm busting my ass. This new dude get hired, and then the supervisor start giving him option days off and all these stuff like.
Like that, he just do the work so good. God damn,
hey, hold on, bro.
The way he does it.
Hold on, bro. You know what I'm saying? Hold on. Hey, what about me? You know what I'm saying? They said, let me get to a few more comments.
Before the NBA, Anna Wheeland, she had her fans before the WNBA. I think that's an important thing to point out, because it didn't take the WNBA platform to make her. Like, and that's why when people would talk about, yeah, man, why don't y'all talk about the WNBA more, the marketability and stuff like that? It's like, people just chose Caitlin. They didn't choose you.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's why we had a discussion the other night, and I said, who's the face of the league? A lot of people say Caitlin is not. And I keep telling them that The players don't choose it. The consumer, the viewer, chooses who the face of the league is. And we know that by the viewership. Did you see the other day in LA how it turned out in LA? You see how they showed?
I saw like there was like a monster reaction when she came out.
Look like LeBron out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she says she's a dribble machine going nowhere. You think she's talking about Kelsey Mitchell? You know what I'm saying? Let me get to a couple one. I am not kidding. Look up from former and current face of the league. All have at least 2 or 3. I'm somewhat agree with you. I'm about to hit the road, but I'm listening again. Take care. Hey, salute to you, man. Hey, safe travels, man. Safe travels, brother. Safe travels. All right, so they said they chose it because she's Angel. Okay, and that's another thing too. I'm glad he said that. A lot of the Caitlin Clark hate is not coming from Caitlin Clark hate. It's because you're an Angel Reese fan, and they started this rivalry that should have never been a rivalry. You know what I mean? And then once Angel Reese, and I'm not talking about Angel Reese. I know how you guys like to try to twitch my words, but I'm saying that when they got to the league and they realized it's not a comparison, so now that's to develop for Caitlin started. So now you know you can't compare to Angel Reese. So what do you do next, bro? You move the page. You know what I'm saying? Now you want now Page. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I mean? Next it'll be Juju next year or next year. Hey, it's not that a lot of people hate Caitlin. It's the fan bases of other fans is what really hates Caitlin. Like me, I don't really be going in Angel Reese fans or all these other people chat, but they come in our chat.
Like, they come in our chat.
Hey, they come in our chat all the time.
So the thing with Angel now, like I think Angel is on her own kind of journey outside of the Caitlin Clark Angel Reese thing, where she needs to discover herself, like as far as how much she's going to commit to the game, how much she's going to, impact the team. Like she's got to figure out all that other stuff before like we get back into like, the Caitlin versus Angel thing. Like that's a whole different thing.
Hey, listen, man, I'm going to read this comment right here, but I don't know I don't know if this is true. This is what somebody told me in my comment section. So he lied if it's not true. One dude told me in my comment section, I said Caitlin Clark was the face of the league. And I'm going to read this comment on the screen because it's kind of what he said. He said Caitlin Clark card went for $600,000. Paige Bexer's went for $14.99 on Etsy. Hey, I damn near died when he said that, bro. Like fucking.
I know Caitlin's had some like big Panini deals, especially going back to last year and stuff like that. So like that wouldn't shock me as far as, however, I thought I saw something recently like $500,000 for a Caitlin one.
$14.99 on Etsy, bro. Come on, bro. Hey, shout out to Brew. He said CC signed rookie. Yeah, that's cold. He said CC signed rookie card $400,000. Asia signed rookie card $400. Paige signed rookie card $200. That's crazy, bro. You know what I'm saying? But let me see this real quick. Let me see. All right, so back to this. So you do believe CC's coming back, right?
I believe she's coming back, and I believe that from her perspective, like there's a lot that obviously about injuries you don't want to tell the public because people can run with all that information. And I think a perfect example of how organization was like kind of in a disastrous state was like the Derrick Rose stuff, like where they were basically dumping it back on him. Like, hey man, he's good to go. But he was like, nah, man, I'm really not. And then like they rushed him out there and, his career was like irreparably changed. Like, and it caused like a lot of, resentment between, the fans, and fans eventually turned on Derrick Rose. Like there was a lot of stuff like that. So I think with Caitlin, at least she has her own medical staff, which is like the minimum, I think, for any superstar at this point, because the team's ultimate goal is to get you back on the court. Like they like, I don't want to say they don't give a fuck about her, but ideally their job, like they don't get paid by you staying off the floor. They're trying to get you on the floor to maximize everything there.
Kevin Durant, the situation with Kevin Durant and Golden State, they want his ass out there. You know what I'm saying? But no, it depends on who you are, because sometimes the team cares about you. Prime example, Steph Curry, last year playoffs. The team did not rush his ass back there, even though I think they would have beat Minnesota. Was it Minnesota? I think it was Minnesota. They lost.
Yep.
I think they would have beat Minnesota with Steph Curry, but the team said, nope, you're not coming back, brother. You're done. You're done. I know it's the playoffs. We got a couple more seasons of you. We're not about to send you back out there and get injured. Hey, chat, this is what we're going to do. We got one more topic. We're going to freestyle a little bit, and then we'll let people come up, and we'll take questions. I see a lot of people got questions for Rich. You know what I'm saying? And we'll bring some of you guys up here. You know what I'm saying? Because I know he has to do in a minute. Okay, so we believe Caitlin Clark's coming back. All right. I meant to ask you this on the last subject we talked about. Caitlin Clark comes back. I'm going to give you a scenario. You tell me the best scenario, right? Caitlin Clark comes back healthy. We're saying healthy. We don't know about her injury. I'm assuming if she get on the floor, she's healthy.
Yeah.
Right? Because she know her body. She know, her parents probably telling her whatever. How far, realistically, I don't want you to get killed in the chat because I get killed every day, so I'm used to it, bro. You know what I mean? I'm immune to the chat. I'm immune to the chat. They know me. I don't Jones. I'm immune. I'm immune to it, bro. So I don't give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Realistically, be careful. Tread lightly too, bro. I don't want to get you canceled. Tread lightly. Tread lightly. Realistically, Caitlin Clark comes back. How far can you see the Indiana Fever going? Based off the last two games, well, based off whatever. How far can you see them going with our current roster?
I think they can make the finals. I think if they can land into that 6th spot, I think obviously if you stay away from the Lynx, like I'm not afraid of the Lynx or anything. It's just the way the bracket breaks. It's like, do you want to play the best team in round one? Nah, you probably give them a little road to get there, right? But if they land and they get like the Dream in the first round, I think that's an ideal matchup for the Fever. You get them, and then if you get past round one, anything is possible. Especially in this league, it's only 3 rounds. Not that they don't have that extra 4th round. I would think a finals trip could easily be within reach if Caitlin's back 100%, ready to ball, and she's showing up, especially with how everyone's been playing now. I think this could be a finals team. Like, and once you're in the finals, anything can happen. It's a 7-game series.
Yeah. Hey, Chad, is he delusional? Because y'all call me, I said the same thing, man. I got called delusional.
Now, like it depends. It depends, like on because I think you want to see a team like the Dream in the first round. Like for this scenario to work, if you get there, that's a great point too, Jeff. Everything does depend on the whistle. They are going to allow them to play more physically, obviously, than normal, which is insane. The level they play physical in the league now, like it's only going to get worse in the playoffs. But I think you want to see the Dream in round one, and then you might want to, you probably have to go through the Aces in round 2.
So you want to cherry pick? Hey, Livewire, bro, I see you. Hey, Livewire, if you ain't doing nothing, bro, pull up, bro. It's another YouTuber. You know what I'm saying? It's another YouTuber in the chat. Livewire, you not doing nothing, bro? Let me know. I'll drop the link for you. You can pull up, and then we do the link for everybody else in a minute. Hey,
let the Lynx and the Liberty figure it out amongst themselves on the other side of the bracket. And
let them eliminate each other, right? Let one of these other teams mess around and beat them. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? Right. But to be honest with you, bro, I really mean this, man. I feel like this can be like one of them storybook endings, bro. Caitlin Clark comes her rookie year. We're not going to get into all the Olympics and the beating up. Christy Size, she changed the game. They went to the playoffs, poked in the eye, eliminated by the Connecticut. Come in this year, a lot of expectations, man. You know what I'm saying? They bring in Bonner. They bring in Howard. Now every game's a home game. Like all the advertisement, you know what I'm saying? Then Caitlin gets hurt, you know what I'm saying? We find out that Stephanie White lied to us. She just came in here trying to change Caitlin. At first, it was, I love Caitlin. I've been watching Caitlin. You come in here, put her at forward, taking her off the ball, all this shit. Caitlin Clark get hurt. Then we got to do hardship contracts, bringing in Ari. Sophie's goes down. Colson goes down. We got Sims, Powers, Bibby. I forgot the other girl that came in for a cup of coffee, then left. It's just a lot of things been going on, man.
Like this is a Netflix series.
Yeah. Then Caitlin Clark comes back. You know what I'm saying? And they go to the championship. Bro, this is like a storybook ending, bro. And it's set up perfectly. All the drama, the dildos getting thrown on the court, the CBA, the wig getting pulled off, the eye poke, bro, everything that's just been going on, the fights, all this, bro. You know what I'm saying? And then she come back. and go to the championship, bro. You know what I'm saying? That would be
they're not
like,
gonna be able to look. They think we bad enough already with how much we like her, talk about her. Like I be putting my clips on TikTok sometimes, and people just think I'm crazy on there, right? But I'm like, if they go to the finals after all this, I will never shut up. There will be no shutting me up. Like when it comes to this Caitlyn shit, it will be like, all right, man,
yeah,
she right
yeah,
there with Kobe for me, and
yeah,
like.
yeah. Hey, Livewire. Hey, Livewire. I dropped the link in the chat, Livewire. I dropped the link in the chat. Hey, man, do you know, bro? Do you know how popular? Hey, let me tell you. Hey, if it's any hater in the chat, you better hope, you better pray that Caitlyn Clark don't get a championship, because that's the only thing y'all hold against her. She didn't get a champ. She is gonna blow. You think she popular now? Ooh-wee. Hey, ooh-wee. Hey, now that we know that, I got one more question for you, brother.
For sure.
What has it been like following this team in the league without Caitlyn Clark for you?
Man, it has been an adjustment for sure. Last year, it was so easy, like to just kind of be like, oh, Caitlyn's on. You know, I need a couple hours. Talk to my wife, like, yo, I'm watching the game. You know, stuff like that. And it was like I would tune in to the Indiana Fever games last year and even this year and feel like I don't know what I'm going to see when I tune in. I'm going to see something like from this phenomenal player. Like, what am I going to see? An assist record get shattered today? Am I going to see 5 3-pointers? Am I going to see, a triple double? Like what is waiting for me? And it was like that mystery box essentially. And then for me, I think the Fever games became a lot more, I would say, predictable as far as like, okay, they're not running the most entertaining offense. But there has been, I think, a different energy around the Fever, which I think is not necessarily better than last year, but it's different. And it's a lot of it like comes down to like what they always talk about with that resiliency. That Connecticut Sun game from a couple weeks ago, really, like, I think that was like the like that was the line in the sand for me, where it's like, yeah, I'm riding with them till the wheels fall off. Like this is it took me a while to like really kind of emotionally invest in this team, and knowing Caitlyn's like fighting very hard to get back on the court. And for me, like watching like the rest of the league this year, it's been like, I feel like everyone's trying to, like, the CBA has hung over this entire thing, and it's been like, damn, like I hope that the league figures it out with the players. I feel like all these teams that are getting bought into, like all these expansion teams, are paying $350 million for them, and the league's talking about they will buy the Connecticut. So I'm like, all right, man, there's money somewhere. Like they need to open these books. Like they need to do the right thing. Like,
also we're gonna get to that right now. Hey, Livewire, I see you. Livewire, you ready? Give me a thumbs up if you're ready. Thumbs up if you're ready.
For some of the season, for me with the Fever, I felt like they were too beholden to the past, like as far as some of the offseason moves and how they initially wanted to deploy them. And it's evolved over the season, for sure. Like, I don't think we're worried about too many Natasha Howard ISO post-ups. Like, that's kind of become a thing of the past. I feel like this has been Stephanie White, and I know a lot of people want to kill her and throw her out and let her get hit by a train and stuff like that. But if you told me that Caitlyn Clark was only going to play 13 games so far and they'd have the number 6 position, I think anybody else would be getting talked about as a coach of the year candidate. And, Stephanie White has a lot of things that people don't like about her, whether it's her individual use of lineups, and sometimes she forgets to put people in the game that we like Chloe Bibby or even Michaela Timpson, different stuff like that. But she's had to literally scrap everything and survive. And I think the Fever have survived this far. And they're close to thriving. They are close to thriving.
Okay. Because I see you guys.
What's going on, man?
I see you guys. Questions in the chat. Hey, Livewire, I'm gonna unmute you. I think you got some background noise. Let me know when you're ready, though.
I'm ready.
Okay. I think you got like a little static though coming back. You guys hear that, or that's just me?
Might be you.
Yeah. Make sure you got your TV or whatever turned off or whatever in the background. Yeah, man. But I keep getting these questions to ask you, Rich, And I know I got Livewire up here. That's why I put him up. You know what I'm saying? I'm not sure you're familiar with each other.
Oh yeah, I followed it. Like I like Livewire so because he worked with my man Kibo for his intro or whatever. I heard his rap intro or whatever, and Kibo's my man actually. Like, and I've done a lot of stuff like as far as like on Fiverr, and Kibo's like one of my homeboys.
Oh, so that's what's up.
Okay, cool. So I can hear an echo. Hey, Livewire, turn your YouTube off.
It's off. I won't even have it on.
All right, cool. So check this out. Everybody in the chat keep asking me to ask you guys. I'm gonna mute you real quick, Livewire, because you got an echo coming. They keep asking me to ask you, Rich. You good? You good, brother? You ready?
Oh yeah, I'm ready.
Do you want Stephanie White fired? Do you want Stephanie White fired? People keep telling me to ask you this, man. It's been in the chat a few times. Do you want Stephanie White fired? And if so, why?
I don't want Stephanie White fired. No, and I think it would be very hard to make a compelling case as to why she would get fired based on the results at this point. You look at all the games missed without Caitlin, and I think you'll take this you'll take this 10 out of 10 times. Like the team could have collapsed. They didn't. They found a way to survive. And I think, like I was just saying, they're on the brink of brink of thriving. Is there trepidation about the way that she communicated with us throughout the process of the injury? Yeah, but obviously she's protecting information for the organization, for Caitlin Clark. In contrast to last year, where Chrissy Sides would just come out and talk about Caitlin Clark's private conversations with the media in the league and stuff like that. And it's like that didn't benefit Caitlin Clark at all. It didn't necessarily end up hurting her, but it didn't benefit her because Caitlin was obviously able to back up all the the talk, the woke up a monster stuff. Like Chris Sides wasn't supposed to tell that to the media before she had a chance to go crazy. As far as like I'm seeing someone says White caused the injury. I don't know if Stephanie White was on the court with her. I don't know what that.
Oh my goodness, man! Yeah. Hey, listen, man. I go through this every day. They call me flip flop.
Yeah, I just think Stephanie White has so much like there's a lot on her, obviously, because there was a lot on Chrissy Sides last year. This is a hot seat position, and it's like if you don't want to get in line exactly with everything with Caitlin, you're going to get the guns aimed on you, at you, essentially. And it's like, I think Stephanie White's trying to, she hasn't had enough. There's not enough here. Now, if they come back next year and they fully underachieve and something goes wrong, I think that's when we may have to take a look at all that stuff. I think Stephanie, it's far too early to definitively say yeah, she needs to go.
All right, man. This is what I said. I said that it's a little echo right here. Can y'all hear me? Y'all hear the echo?
Yeah, I can hear you.
All right. I said that you can't blame Stephanie White for all the losses, but then when she win, give her no credit. You know what I'm saying? I've seen games that they should have won, but they missed 1,000 layups or they had 1,000 turnovers. Is it Stephanie White's fault that they missed them damn layups? You know what I'm saying? So, now, do I think she's the perfect coach for Caitlin? I do not. Because I've seen the way she coached Caitlin, taking her off the ball and putting her at the three. And I do believe that she took her off the ball to try to, because they know they're pressing her 94 feet. But what she messed up is you should have ran some screens for her to get the ball back once they're across half court. You know what I'm saying? But I don't think, as far as wanting her fired, I want her out of here, bro. I'm just gonna keep it real with you, bro. I want her out of here.
Jazzy Jeff.
Hey, I want her out of here, bro. Hey, I want her gone, bro. I want her gone. But I live in reality, and I know she's not going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? I know she's not going nowhere.
There would be no they would have a hard time coming out in the media. This is why we fired Stephanie White. Whatever they would say to follow it would sound insane.
Yeah, man. Hey, Livewire.
Yeah.
Same question, bro.
I honestly, I've been on the train saying fire Stephanie White. I don't even care what her excuse is. It's just man. When you cannot take responsibility in the post conference and you constantly throw your players under the bus, that's bad. Take some kind of accountability. That's all we want. We see it. We've seen it enough from Christy Sides last year. You got fans really asking for Christy Sides to come back because how she is treating Caitlin Clark. Now, Caitlin Clark comes back 100%, right? And she does the same thing with Caitlin Clark she was doing it early in the season. Fans ain't going to be happy. They're going to call her out. So she going to have to find a way to adjust to make it better. We understand, yeah, she's this coach. I always go back to the Connecticut Sun, how she was coaching Alyssa Thomas. Look how crazy Alyssa Thomas been going off in Phoenix. That's how we want Caitlin Clark to go off. We don't want her to be handcuffed. I mean, and Stephanie White, she don't get it. Even when she was commentating an NBA game and she said how the team was playing better without Luka, that's a sign right there. That's a sign right there. So why would you want a coach to continue to coach Caitlin Clark for her rest of her career when she can't even coach her right the first year? Nah, got to go. She got to go.
Rich.
I mean, I can understand that for sure because like I think Stephanie White's biggest opportunities this year have obviously come with her rotations. They've come with basically trying to develop a counter. I feel like a lot of that off-ball stuff that she's done has been a preemptive move because she's been on the other side of Caitlin Clark and she already knows how to game plan against her. She knows like basically the book to throw at her. And she was like, well, what would make you better essentially? And you're going to have to play off the ball a little bit. Like Steph Curry plays off the ball. You're going to have to find a way to move, without your teammates. Where I think her issues are is I don't think she's a natural and offensive coach by trade. So it doesn't come as easy to her to find the correct kind of motion style offense, like a Spurs offense, like a Warriors offense, to do that. And, I just find it hard. I just feel like the team is rallied around Stephanie White in such a way where even if she's going at them hard in the media, she's, blaming them, as you say, like in the press conferences and stuff like that. The press conferences, like what I felt like I saw in the locker room is like they rally around her. And that's like Chrissy Sides did this a lot last year where she was like, everything else is an external enemy. And none of that shit matters. What matters is what goes on in this building. And I think they're ready to run through a wall for her. So, and Caitlin loves her too. So like, that's another thing. Like,
is it possible? Hey, Livewire, this question is for you since you want her fired. Me and you kind of on the same. I think let me ask you this question, Livewire. Do you think Stephanie White is it possible that Stephanie White could have been humbled by the losses and now her and Caitlin has had a backdoor meeting? They talked about it because Caitlin looked happy on the sideline, man, if she heard not to like White. So you think it's possible that Stephanie White's been humbled, Livewire?
I think her and Caitlin had talks behind the scenes. I think that, early on when Caitlin first got injured, she didn't look happy. And a lot of people say, well, it's because of White. And it could be true. But I think as the season progressed, it takes a long time for things to gel with a team. A lot of things has happened. I do believe they had some conversation. Now, for Stephanie White's situation, she should have been a little bit more humble. She should have been like, you know what, hey, this team is doing all they can. We really want Caitlin back. Make it seem like you want your star player back. Make it seem like, hey, well, we want to make sure she's good. You keep saying the long road, the day-to-day and all this stuff. And just like Rich was saying that it could have been like a PR thing just to continue to confuse fans, not giving pinpoint information. Sometimes you don't want to give pinpoint information dealing with your star player because you've seen how she's been treated on the court. that you don't want to give too much ammunition. So when people feel like, oh, well, she's coming back, let's gear up for her. Let everything be an element of surprise. For Stephanie White, she should have just said, hey, you know what? Hey, this team has played hard. You know, you don't need a Academy Award crying game in the press conference, you know, trying to make it seem like, just say, hey, I would love to have my star player back, but we got to stick together and continue to right the ship until she comes back. Right then and there, that would have gave fans some kind of thing to think about, say, well, you know what? Hey, okay, let's ease up off her a little bit. But she didn't do that. She continued to run with the same narratives, and this is why people feel like she's not a good coach for her. And she's not a good coach for Caitlin. I think the only way Stephanie White could be a better coach for Caitlin, she has to change her philosophy to Caitlin's philosophy. That's the only way it will work. I don't think it's going to. Go ahead.
I got a question for you. I got a question for you. I seen in the chat that you said if Caitlin come back healthy, they going to and win a championship. So if you feel that way and you know Stephanie White is going to be the coach, what are you saying?
This okay. When I put that in there because this is what I believe. When it comes down to, I'm looking at the team now. The team is playing totally different from the Commissioner Cup. I think the presence of Odyssey Sims, I think Shea Petty, you know, I do believe Chloe Bidby has to get more involved. She has to get more involved to be any effective. I see how they played the last couple of games. I see what the addition of Ariel Powers has bring, who's someone I was highly on in the off season.
Great personality too.
Yeah, and that grit, that defense, that attitude they have now versus what it was back then is a whole total different beast. They're not backing down. The physicality that they had gave Seattle and LA the last two games, that is why I say they're winning that game tonight. Because that mindset has changed. That's something that when you bring Caitlin Clark back in and they keep that same mindset, because just like Rich said, Kelsey Mitchell, I said it, Kelsey Mitchell is feeling what Caitlin Clark felt, the pressure now, because teams are gearing towards her. Once Caitlin Clark comes back, Coach Sal, you said it, everybody's going to be like relieved. So I feel like teams are in the teams that's playing, the top teams playing, they all got issues. They all got issues, and they all for the taking. It only takes one. Let me use an NFL analogy. The New York Giants was a wild card 2 times and went to the Super Bowl. All you need to get hot at the end of the season, and I think the Fever is going to be the hottest team going in the playoffs. And if Caitlin Clark comes back 100%, I bet money they're going to win it all.
Ooh, I said the same thing.
Run it up. Run it up. I hope you're right.
Hey, Rich, you got anything to say what he just said, man? You know what I'm saying? We think let me say something real quick before that. I seen the way Caitlin Clark, Sims, Powers, all these girls was going over there. They don't look like they had no issue with CC. They over there chest bumping, high fiving. You know, Caitlin getting into it with the rest for this. Caitlin look happy, look like she got her glow back. Now, when she come back, I need Sims to fall into her position. You know what I mean? You came over here to be a backup. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know you've been out there balling or whatever. And another thing too, Kelsey Mitchell don't have to be as consistent every single game, because when you have an off night, we got 2-3 other women that can go get a dub. I said this last night. The pressure is not all on you. You know what I'm saying? I know Livewire, you want to comment on that, but I want to go to Rich too. I wanted to get Rich what he felt about that.
Yeah, man. Like, I think as far as like, could they win at the end? Absolutely. Like, I don't think there's not a juggernaut this year, like how it felt like it was last year. It felt like, the Liberty were up there. It felt like the Aces were really good last year, but had, trouble because their dynasty was basically coming apart. I think, as you mentioned, Odyssey Sims, she just signed for the rest of the year. I don't feel like they'll have an issue falling into this stuff. I think the right like players are around, this team, and I think that all they really need is Caitlin to come back, and sky's the limit. Anything can happen with her because like she's a floor raiser.
But I want you to be more detailed. So let me minimize it. Let me minimize it for you because
sure.
I like what you're saying. But I want to get your confidence level on a scale from 1 to 10. 10 being they winning the championship. You know what I'm saying? 1 being ain't no way. So on a scale from 1 to 10, what is your confidence level? Pending all we're saying right now is Cece coming back healthy. That's what we're saying. We're expecting her to come back healthy. So with Cece coming back healthy, what is your confidence level? 1 to 10?
8.
That's to win it all.
To win it all.
And what's the other 2% that I don't know. That's why I say 8.
I think that depends on the bracket. Like I feel like if you got to play both the Liberty and the Lynx, I don't think that works out well for you. I think you have to count on probably seeing the Aces at some point, and I think that's a winnable series for the Fever, and it just depends on matchups. Collier is going to be tough. We know Cheryl Reeve is gonna come scheme it up for Caitlin. I'm not as worried about the Aces. I'm not as worried about the Dream. The Dream do play, the Fever quite well, as you mentioned earlier. Ryan Howard accepts the challenge. Alicia Gray is tough, like when she switches off on her. Usually one of them gets going while the other one starts guarding. But Brittany Griner, I think Atlanta needs to figure out whether she's going to play minutes or not, because I saw some stat with her. Like they were like, she's a true nasty Jersey territory right now with Brittany Griner. Like as far as like, the end of your career, you done changed teams and you got a weird jersey on and you ain't that good. They need to give Bree Jones all her minutes, because I think it was like they were 10 points worse per 100 possessions, with Griner on the floor. I think that can be exploited, especially if, they get into the trap of feeling like they need to respect Griner and play her out there. We saw what she looked like trying to guard the pick and roll in the Olympics last year. She's getting fried. And imagine trying to guard Caitlin off the pick and roll. That will not go well. I promise.
But they have to come back and just stick to what they're doing. See, this is why people say Stephanie White needs to stay out the way, because she'll come back, man, and then instead of just adding Clark into what you're doing now and let Clark do her thing, you'll go and change her. Now you want to put Clark at the 2 guard. You want to put Sims at the 1. You want to move Kelsey. Like, bro, listen, man, we just need you. Have y'all ever heard the term is you don't got to win, just don't lose the game? That's what we need Stephanie White to do, bro. We just need Stephanie White. We don't need you to win, Stephanie, because we got the talent. We just need you to not lose the game. What you think, Livewire?
Yeah, I agree with that. I had a question earlier. Well, to my answer earlier, the WNBA do not want the Fever to go in the playoffs without a Caitlin Clark. That's money across the board. They need Caitlin Clark in the Fever in the playoffs. They need Caitlin Clark in that playoffs. That viewership would tank like crazy if she's not there. I don't care if the Fever in there, Stephanie White win Coach of the Year, triple time, whatever the case may be. If Caitlin Clark is not in that playoffs, the WNBA will hurt significantly. Now, I want to piggyback on Rich because he was saying something about, I was looking at matchups too. Me personally, I want Phoenix and I want Atlanta.
Mm-hmm.
That's personal. Phoenix is personal. The Bonner is personal.
Yeah, I agree.
I want it. I want all the smoke. You know what I'm saying?
Bring it. I want to get nasty. I want to cry. I want to crowd get crazy. All that.
If I had a button on my desk right now, I'll blow some smoke up in the air like football. That's how much smoke I want.
Trying to go belt the ass? Like
Yes. I want that smoke. I want Ryan Howard because she thinks she's a defense specialist. She's not. I want CeCe to cook her like she's been cooking her. You know what I'm saying? I want Brittany Griner to run ragged so they can put her on the bench so she can't come back in the game. Bree Jones is good, but she's not. She gets tired too. So when you put them all on the bench, guess what? is lapsed. And the thing about it is, you gotta think Odyssey Sims and Ariel Powers there. Ariel Powers used to play for Atlanta last year. See, you got all of this. You got all of this. It's fitting.
Hey, um, they say sometimes you're not supposed to make things personal because it deranges your judgment. Now I get what you're saying. It is personal with the Bonner. You came over here and played us. You know what I mean? We want that. We want that get back. I'm with you, bro. I'm with you. You know what I mean? I just think we got the team to do it, bro. Just don't get in the way, Stephanie White. Please just stay out the way, man. You know what I'm saying? And just stay out the way, man. I don't know if you guys want to do this. We could take some comments from the chat. Get some questions, or if you guys want to bring some people up here, just let me know. Let me get the super chat real quick. I think we're gonna do it, man. Hey, Paula, salute to the super chat. Stephanie White said if C comes back, she'll help spread the floor. This sounds she's not letting her play her game. That's basically what we just said. What do you guys think?
If she comes back, she'll help spread the floor. I don't see how you could disagree with that, because like if she has the ball in the top of the key, she's going to have more defensive attention. Lexi Hull will probably be left alone in the corner. That's why she got so many open shots and shot such a high percentage on those corner threes. That by default is spreading the floor. Whether you can set screens for her and then she comes off those screens or dumps it to Aaliyah Boston, that's spreading the floor as well. Kelsey being able to fall back into her natural position of everyone's not looking at her. That's gravity. That's also spreading the floor. So, like, as far as I've known, Caitlin Clark's game has always been scoring and getting lots of assists to her teammates. It sounds like it would be business as usual.
I can't hear you.
What you think? I got you. Go ahead.
Okay. Yeah. I mean, I think that comment is kind of like two-sided a little bit. I think because Caitlin gravity is so strong, it's going to open up so many things. It's not going to not let her play her game. It's going to help play her game. It's going to take pressure off of everybody else. Just like you said, Lexi, the Chloe, the Ariel, just imagine if you had a lineup, and I'm just using it, of Ariel Powers, CC, Kelsey, Lexi or Sims and Boston on the floor, either or. You see how Lexi and Ariel Powers crashes the board, rebounding. Then they run the floor. You can use a lineup like that. That spreads out everything. You have number 3-point shooters on the floor, and Aaliyah Boston eating the paint by herself. This is a situation where you don't have to use a Howard either as much. You know what I'm saying?
Her minutes getting sliced.
Yeah, her minutes is going to get cut down like Walmart prices. It's going to get cut. So, because if you look at Howard in the last few games, she hasn't been getting a lot of minutes. It's been the different lineups because she's been getting cooked all the time. So, I think CC being there is going to help more than it's going to hurt more. But like you said, Kosai, White got to get out of the way. She has to get out of the way. Allows Caitlin to come in, integrate into the team. Everybody start, playing with her. That's why I say I was looking at this the other day, and before the Seattle game, I said they was gonna win that game. They was gonna win the Sparks game, and I predict this game tonight. I said the only game I think they might not win is the Mercury game that's on Tuesday. But then Caitlin comes back for that Friday game against the Sky. Then the Mystics, and then close out against the Lynx, because the Lynx is not going to really play it about. They're going to already have the number 1 seed and home field advantage locked up. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm not worried about it. So that's 3 games for Caitlin to get ready to go into the playoffs. By that time, Stephanie White should know how she needs the offense to run from that point on. There's no more trying to figure it out. There's no more games to be played. You going into the playoffs is win or go home. That's it. So.
You muted courtside.
Let me see. Before we get out of here, I got a question for both you guys, real quick. It's a lot of controversy between Stephanie White's rotations. You have KK sometime, well, not lately. Yeah, not lately. Bree Turner, she's been on the bench the whole damn season, basically. You bring in Bibby, she had a couple good games. Now she's been on the bench. Now you bring in Sims, she's playing. Bree Turner's getting more minutes. KK, because a lot of people want KK in the lineup. They want Howard on the bench. So if you got to go 8 deep, who you going? You got to go 8 deep. It's a two questions. If you got to go 8 deep, who do you want on the floor? Your starting five. First, who's your starting five? And who's your rotational pieces? And second question is, who do you keep on this team going into next season? Because then, they got the expansion draft, so you can court certain players, right? So who's the players you keep going into next season, and who's your starting five and your rotational pieces when you come in? Is it KK and Bibby, or is it KK and Turner? Who's your rotational pieces? Rich.
I am pulling up the full list right now so I don't forget anybody here. There's been so many. I think there's been 17 different players that have suited up for the Fever this year. That's quite a lot.
Hold on, I'll help you out real quick.
Yeah,
it's gonna be like an old thumbnail, but oh, you got it. Yeah. I was gonna pull up the players so you can see. I got you right here.
Okay.
All right.
Yeah, man, that's tough, man. So I think obviously you got Caitlin. You're starting Caitlin. I think I'm doing the regular starting lineup of Clark, Mitchell, Howard, and Boston. And then if we're going 8 deep, I think we're talking about Odyssey Sims. We're talking about Michaela Timpson. We're talking about
hold on. Who's your starting five again?
Starting five is Clark, Mitchell, Hull, Howard, Boston.
Okay. So you got Howard still in the starting line. Okay.
Yeah, because I feel like with Howard, if you bench her, you'll probably lose her if you do it like that. If you still give her the respect of starting and then just cut her minutes or whatever, I think it's a little bit more acceptable that way. As far as the protection, that's it gets a little. Do we know exactly the amount of players we can keep? Is it 6 this year coming?
Let's just call it 6. I don't know, but let's just say 6.
Got you. So we're taking Clark, Mitchell, Boston, Hull, Cunningham, and that's a tough one. Oh, Michaela Simpson, because she's on a rookie deal.
So you don't re-sign Sims? All right. But this is kind of crazy because we don't know about the CBA and we don't
know about all that.
Yeah, because a lot of people think Kelsey Mitchell is gone. You know what I'm saying? From my understanding, I think a lot of people feel like she's gone. You know what I'm saying? So, I guess you got to go with your core. I know you got to keep CC. I would keep Lexi because of her camaraderie with CC, and I believe she's a good defender. She played her role good. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Kelsey Mitchell, I believe, is one of the best 2 guards in the league if she want to stay, but she has to stay. I would have a conversation with Mitchell. Are you going to play your role, or are we going to have some problems? You know what I'm saying? This shit going through CC. If you got a problem with that, you can go too. You know what I'm saying? Hey. You know what I'm saying? But Boston ain't going nowhere. You know what I'm saying? And then it get dicey, man. It gets dicey. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Hey, Livewire, what you got, man?
Oh man, it's tough because after the Commissioner's Cup, I was saying that I want to see Sophie in the lineup instead of Howard and Lexi. I wanted to see if I could have it my way without saying Sophie wasn't injured. I would have had Clark, Mitchell, Lexi, Sophie, and Boston. That would have been my lineup. Now that we don't have Sophie, we have Powers. I think Powers coming in for Lexi, and sometimes Howard helps out a little bit. So you keep Howard, you keep her minutes, regulate her hours, her minutes a little bit. As for me to keep who I want at the end of the season, that's a tough one because of the CBA. Because it's flip flops. I think to me, I would love to see Ariel stayed, Sophie stayed, Lexi, Boston, Boston, Mitchell, and of course Caitlin. You know what I'm saying? And then everybody else you could probably re-sign back because we don't know if teams gonna pick them up. You know what I'm saying? Because you can't keep everybody. That's one thing.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a nice problem to have, but at the same time, you got to find out. And there's a key. I don't know if anybody talked about it, but there's a one key caveat that we have to look at too. They pay Lexi her extension on her rookie deal. We can't guarantee that she might stay. That's a especially because if you core a player, say you keep 6 and you core 6. Say you core all different 6 and then recore Kelsey Mitchell again. You know what I'm saying? Then it plays in a factor because then you could say, well, hey, I want to keep Lexi on, or I have to give her a new contract. You know what I'm saying? Or how you gonna play? You either core her or core Mitchell with the core 6. And you know what I'm saying, like that. So there's going to be a tricky situation how you gonna play it with either one of them. You know, and like you said, Corsai, if Kelsey Mitchell wants to play ball or whatever the case may be, then that's a whole different thing. But me personally, I don't know about Chloe Bibby because I don't know what's going to happen with her. You know, because she's not really getting a lot of playing time now. That's the thing. Trying to keep her just to keep her because we like her. I want to see her play more. I know what she could do. I just don't want to just keep a person just because we like them. I want genuine ball players on this team that's going to help this team go forward. You know what I'm saying? Now we already know Bree Turner's not going to be there. So, and she is getting a lot of minutes because Dantas hasn't been playing well. KK has, she played, but it's matchup. You got to look at teams that has matchup problems. That's the reason why KK is not really playing. Just say, well, she has this athletic ability and all that. When you're a raw talent like that, your athletic ability is only going to go for so far. You know what I'm saying?
That's why she gets yanked against veteran teams. It seems like that's been the pattern. Like if they're going against the Aces or something, she'll be on the bench. But if it's like a team like the Sky or something, like she'll play like against them.
Hey! I know
looks like
Rich
Lexi's deal was up this year.
Hey, I know you got to get out of here, Rich. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna take some questions real quick. You got any questions for Rich or Livewire in the chat? You put it in the chat, and I'll ask them right now. But you know what I noticed about both of you guys? None of y'all mentioned Sophie, man. Now I know Sophie got hurt, man.
I mentioned Sophie.
Oh, did you? Okay.
Yeah. She was clearly on the protect list. Not only do I think they need to protect her, they need to sign her to a multi-year deal, and let it be known. Like,
I got my bad. Maybe I didn't hear you. Hey, I'm gonna get this super chat. Any questions that you got for Livewire or Rich Latta? Both of their links are in the comments section. If you got any questions, if anybody want to pull up real quick and ask them a question, time is now because Rich got to dip out of here. But let me give you this super chat. Hey, Rich, if you got to go ahead, you could dip too. I'll close it out if you have to. I still got Livewire. Hey, Clark won't return. Her last game was 48 days. Hold on.
Appreciate y'all having me on. Courtside, yeah. We'll do it again. Livewire, good to talk to you too, man. Appreciate everybody in the chat.
Most definitely, man. For real, bro. Clark won't return. Her last game was 48 days, 18 games ago. She was mild to severe growing injury. If she gets hurt, this is late in the season. She jeopardized next season in her career. First of all, I think Clark is coming back. I've been saying this, but I guess anything's possible, you know what I mean? But it looked like she's been practicing it again from what I'm hearing. So I think she's coming back, man. So, appreciate the super chat, brand official. Hey, Livewire, what do you feel about this?
Me personally, I've been on record said that she's going for the season, but, recent developments and stuff like that. And I sat back and thought about something too. What has she been practicing behind the scenes and we really even seen it? You know what I'm saying? That's stuff that they, teams do. They have their player practice without going under the radar and stuff like that. So, I mean, she's been with them. She's the last video I watched on X was that she had on a practice tee, a blue one, with the team. So, from what I think, You might see her practicing this week. It might be after the Phoenix game. So